So I forgot to record before I walked in, but I just went to get my labs done. This is my fertility testing. So I feel like this is a very important health check that I'm doing just to kind of see where I am. I had to be on my amp flow to get my labs and my hormones tested. So hopefully I'll get the labs back pretty quick to kind of tell me if I'm high or low, or if I'm normal would be great. But I'm a little nervous. And then once I get those results back, it's the day after the 4th. So I don't know if they're gonna come back slower today or faster, I don't know. And I should get instructions from my doctor. I'm anticipating next week once everyone comes back from vacation, and she'll determine by the labs what are my next steps. So we're gonna wait and see. Right now, I took the day off, so I will just be hanging out and relaxing. And we have no water in my house right now because we have a slab leak. This is, I think, day 3, and our freaking plumbers are not going to be able to come out to us. The earliest is Monday. So I had to go to the gym for the past couple of days, and yesterday the gym was closed. So luckily I was able to get the water turned on and take a shower at home. But other than that, I've been screwed. So bathrooms and showers I've had to use outside of the house. So luckily I have my places to go, but it's been a little bit of a nightmare. This hasn't been fun, especially when you're on your amp flow. It's like the last thing you want to do is not have access to a shower, and that's been happening. And I've just been like, I can't handle it. I tried to do like, you know, like my bottles of water and then heat up some hot water, and that worked. And then they turned the water back on. The hot water is where we're having a leak. Turn that back on, and that was fine. But, you know, the damage to the house is what the family's concerned about. So hopefully we'll get lucky and I'll get someone out to just deal with it so we can have water again. But it's just been a really big pain in the butt. And part of me has just been wanting to stay at a hotel, but I'm like, I honestly can't afford it right now. And it's like 4th of July weekend, so everything's gonna be super expensive. And I'm not sure how long it's gonna take for them to fix it. Hitting up Planet Fitness at least twice a day until we figure out what's gonna happen next. But yeah, so I'm hoping back to my whole fertility results. Hopefully they look good, and we'll see. Once I get the results, I will let you guys know just kind of my first reactions to it, and then I'll see if my doctor's in the office today and see if she sends any. I doubt it. I doubt she's here, but I'll probably hear back like Monday of next week about like either I'm referring you to a fertility specialist or labs are normal and we'll retest in 6 months or something. I don't know. Don't even know. All I know is that those are my options. It's either getting the results and testing low and then getting referred and go from there. But at least I'll know, so I don't have to be worried anymore. At least I'll know like where I am. Probably, I don't know if they're just going to refer me anyways. They could just refer me anyways, even if my labs are normal, just to kind of see where the quality of my eggs are and kind of make some decisions on that. But anyways, that's where I am. Look at this big bite on my forehead. It's like out of control. This is mosquito bite. This whole goose egg on my forehead. And I am just doing a quick update because I did get my lab results back for my fertility testing. And positive news is that all my levels look like they're normal. So that's a win. I'm really happy about that. So we'll see what my doctor says. I actually really would like to go see either like a gynecologist or probably like fertility specialist, because I want to know like really what eggs I have left in my reserve. And I don't know, I don't think I want to get my eggs frozen. I don't know, because then you got to be on hormones for that, and that's going to kind of throw everything off. So I don't know. Feel really good about that. And it's definitely been concerning, and I've been a little bit worried all day. And every time my email went up that like, oh, a test result's in, I was like checking it right away and then like researching online what the terms meant. And yeah, so far so good. We'll see what my doctor says, and perhaps get a referral to a specialist. So yay, that's exciting news. And I know I'm on borrowed time. That's what I know for sure. So I feel like at least in having this knowledge will really help me focus in on a direction in my life. And at least I know, like in my heart, that, okay, I thought the train was coming. At least some of those questions that I've had in the back of my head, and I have my reasons for having some questions about my fertility prior to this, earlier in my mid-20s, I had some questions about it. So it puts my mind at ease, at least for now. And I think if I have a clear understanding of what I can do to just keep myself healthy as long as I can, then I will feel like I have just a little bit of hope. It's a little bit of ray of hope. I feel like I can take a breath, and then after the holidays, I'm sure my doctor's on vacay today, but once she gets back to me next week, then we can make a plan moving forward. But you know, when I met with my doctor, I guess some of the tips, if you're going through this in your 40s and fertility, some of the things that I would really highly recommend is just having a open and frank dialogue with your doctor, and start getting your lab testing. So just get the whole panel done, and specifically ask for fertility, that you're to say that you're concerned about it, and that's something that you would like to know, kind of as a benchmark of where you're at. And my doctor, basically anything I want, she'll run a test on. So if I have a concern, she'll just be like, all right, let's put the order in. And based off of my results, I have any other concerns. So for instance, like with my kidney function, I was like, okay, should I go see a kidney specialist now since my levels are low and they don't seem like they're getting better? They are now. And she said, well, let's give it 6 months, and, you know, just keep drinking your waters, try to stay hydrated, and let's see if getting your weight down helps, because that could be putting some extra stress on my kidneys. So I did that, and then they got better. And then she's like, well, you don't need to go see a specialist because you're out of that critical level, but, you know, keep doing what you've been doing. So yeah, just be frank and honest. And if you really feel like you need certain testing done, like really advocate for yourself and just ask for it. So similar to like my colonoscopy, I mentioned that. I said, okay, there's something that was down the line that I did, and I said I did a colonoscopy, and these are the reasons why. And I don't know if she has access to see that. I would imagine that all my medical records should be there. And so, you know, I told her about the history of that, and she was like, okay, how long ago was that? And what was the recommendation? I said, well, he wanted me back like every 5 years. And I said, it's been 12. So she said, oh yeah, you need to go in and you need to go talk to your gastroenterologist and get that scheduled. So I'm going to deal with that. And I think that's one of the last things I think I want to do, is just get my colonoscopy. Hopefully everything comes back clean and my belly's looking good. And then just kind of seeing where my egg reserves are. I think that's going to give me like so much peace of mind and less stress. And I'm hoping everything in my personal life starts to head in a positive direction over the next few months, and get cracking on moving forward in life here. It is Saturday, and I am just leaving cold plunging. Today, the sauna was full because our hot tub was, I think it was just like the floor around the hot tub was too wet, and so they were trying to dry it out, and so they closed the hot tub. So I wasn't able to like kind of warm up my body, so I just went straight into the cold plunge. And luckily it was a warm day, and I got that done. I ended up sitting in there for 14 minutes today because there was nothing else for me to do. And so now I am shivering, and I am rolling in my car with the windows up to try to warm up my body, because my body is very, very cold. So what am I going to do? I mentioned I got my test results back. I'm actually missing one really important test that's going to tell me what my whole egg reserve is. So that test isn't back yet, and I hear it takes a couple of business days to come back. So that is the one that I should feel better once feel better or feel worse. I guess it's both. So it's going to really kind of tell me like if my egg reserve, if it's low, if my hormones are low, or whatever it's supposed to say. But I'm a lot not even a little, I'm very nervous about that one. So that one's going to tell me where I'm at. Everything else in my blood test results has been positive. So this will tell me where I'm at, and it will at least give me an idea of, you know, really if I have any eggs left. And if it's low, then it's going to kind of tell me what I need to do moving forward to, really, I just need to just get locked in on a relationship and get married and then start trying to have kids as soon as possible. But yeah, I am not freaked out. I'm just nervous about it, and that's really going to be a telltale of what I do. So today I'm going to go bike riding, and I am going to go get a good workout in, then come home and really just kind of figure out like what else do I need to do to preserve my body. My main thing, of course, is just getting this extra weight off. And right now my goal is just really just to try to drop down another 20 pounds. I'm moving forward on that part and just take it a little bit at a time. So I'm just trying to hit where I'm at, like my 20 pound goal, hit that. I know I'll feel a million times better, and then really just really get my health as best as I can. So getting back to my weekend riding and my cycling and my extra steps, and then of course strength training. And yeah, I talked to our trainer about some of my goals, and I said that's my main goal is to get this weight off so that I can hopefully have a healthy pregnancy and really be in the best shape I can to bring in hopefully 2 children into my family. So that's my main goal. My main focus right now is just like get super healthy, and a lot of that is going to have to do with changing my eating. And my blood sugar, I need to look at it again because we did like a whole panel test again, even though I just had them done. I don't know if they needed to redo them again in the event that I needed to be referred to a fertility specialist or whatever, so that at least they had that done. So right now I'm just kind of like waiting patiently to find out what's going to happen, and that will at least get a lot of questions out of my mind. And then my next stop is just figuring out when I'm going to have time to squeeze in a colonoscopy, knock that puppy out, and at least be good for the next 5 years. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And then I'm also going to really get back hardcore onto my financial peace classes that I've been taking virtually, and really holding myself accountable. I was doing a class for financial peace that was online where we met every week, and that was really helpful just to have like people like to hold you accountable. And I was really doing well. Like when I had that extra class to kind of get me in shape, like I was making strides. I was paying things off. I was cutting back on my insurance and, you know, trying to find the best price for my insurance and things like that. So I don't know. I hate having to be part of a class because that means I actually have to show up and commit. I don't feel like committing right now. I don't feel like doing that. It's just a lot for me. So I would much rather like do it on my own. So we'll see what happens. But I got some major goals. I was looking at my student loans last night, and that interest is just starting to stack up. It doesn't take very long, and I'm just like, okay, well, what can I pay off as soon as I can? So I have one that I know as soon as I get paid, I'm just going to pay it off. And then I have a couple of other things coming up, like my car insurance. My other 6 months, my car insurance is coming up, and then my car, to actually get this whole problem that I've been having with it actually fixed, completely fixed. It's halfway fixed. So I was quoted something like $700. I think we have a mechanic down the street from our job, and that's where everybody goes to, and he gives everybody a great deal. So I might take my car to him and see if he can change that mechanism out, and then hopefully the car will run like a dream, like it used to be. And then I'm just going to keep up on the maintenance on the car, and hopefully that's it, which means the car has to run. So I have to make sure I maintain it very well. So anyways, that's about it. And then I don't really have any updates yet about the Washington guy regarding him coming. I basically just said, I want you to think about it. and just look at your schedule, because the harvest season's coming up, and there's certain things on his calendar he's kind of showing me, like, this is what I have to do for the bees, this is what happens during this month for harvesting in the fall and getting ready for winter and things like that. So their family has like a schedule of what needs to be done. So trying to squeeze out a trip to be away for a weekend, we have to really kind of coordinate that. And then fall is their hunting season. Hopefully sooner than later. That's what I said. I said sooner than later would be great. But my main goal is just like, let's go get this weight off. And I've been fluctuating. I think a lot of it has to just do because Aunt Flo's in town and I've been dropping, but I still need to do much better on my eating and completely removing. If I just remove the sugar out of my diet, my weight just comes off. It's just that simple, but I'm really struggling with that. I've been doing a better job eating more salads, and so I think I'm gonna just having like a big bowl to put salads in, because I have really just medium-sized containers, glass storage containers, and I bought 2 from Target, and that's been like a game changer, because I can put so much more like vegetables and salad inside of this bowl, so then I'm forced to eat a giant salad and not just like a mini one. So anyway, I'm gonna go run by the bank really quick, and then I will see you later. Okay, so it is Saturday. I'm getting ready to go in to work out, and I honestly, you remember that bump I showed you that was like making my whole forehead swollen? It's gone now. It's so crazy. The older I get, the more weird stuff happens to my body. Anyways, so I'm about to jump and do my cardio. So I'll do like 5-minute warm up on the treadmill, 35 minutes on cycling, and then I'll jump off and do 10 minutes walking on the treadmill to get the lactic acid out of my body. And then that will be... What day is it? I don't know. Tuesday? Okay, so I'm just leaving my house to head into work. And I ended up getting a response from my doctor. We're talking about fertility tests and all that great stuff. So everything looked good, with exception to one of my hormone tests, which is like my egg reserve test. All my other labs came back and she said they look fine, like, but there's one hormone that's looking a little bit low. So she's like, I'm gonna go ahead and just refer you over to Fertility Specialist so they can do more testing and see what's going on. So yeah, grateful that finally I have some sort of like gauge of kind of where I'm at fertility wise, and I'm feeling a little up in my feels about it. So she put in a referral and it's already come through, and they already sent the information for me to fill out all my information so that I can make an appointment and meet with someone. So I asked for a female specialist, is what I asked for, in an earliest appointment, so we can get this ball rolling and see what's happening with my body. And so that's, yeah, so that's really where I'm at right now. It's just, I was really upset yesterday about some other stuff that's going on around me that I can't control, which is really frustrating. I mean, to the Washington guy, and I don't know. Sometimes I have to remember that he's a dude and he just doesn't quite understand, or he's not getting it, or he's just not as sensitive to things like I am. And like, it was just like, you know, and I mentioned that I was upset about something, and he just responded like, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. And then he's like, you know, I'm sorry I have to go to sleep, basically, and, you know, I'm good night. So then I was upset about that. And I'm like, what the heck? So first I'm just like, I immediately go, okay, like, this isn't gonna work out. And normally like throwing in the towel and I'm done. Then I started thinking about, okay, like, but what has he shown me that, like, the person that he is? So I go back in time and I'm like looking back at some of our messages from when we first started talking and seeing how like he responded and how like engaged he was in our conversation. And I was like, okay, so when is he less attentive and less sensitive? And it's usually when he's tired. And when he's done for the day. And so he's an early sleeper. He wakes up early, he goes to bed early. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna cut him some slack. I'm gonna be understanding, and I'm just gonna take a breath because I think I might overreact. So just like going through our old text messages and just kind of seeing like our early conversations, and I was just like, you know what, I really miss this. I want to get back to this. And we were talking every day, and we made it, you know, he was going home late, like he wasn't going home at 5 o'clock, and we were actually spending a good amount of time talking. So I really want to get back to that, and just gonna have to tell him either we got to talk in the morning and make the sacrifice, or you're gonna have to just go home later, because I like my workout's part of my day, and that's something I'm committed to doing. He went home a little bit later, closer to 5:30, which helped. You know, I'm just like, come on, bro, work with me. You know, I need you to work with me, because it's just important, not just for me, like, you know, I'm not like I'm being vain, but I'm just like, I need to be able to get my body down to a healthy range. This week I'm a little bit of a mess. I don't have any groceries. You know, I don't have any water at home. I got all this crap going on, and I'm just like trying not to like blow up on this guy that's still getting to know me, and trying to be sensitive to that. So anyways, I think this is the fertility place calling me. So I'm back. So I just heard back from the doctor's office. So they're going to actually get me in on Thursday. I'm really excited. So I'll be driving down to the fertility specialist down in Del Mar. And so we're going to do our first consult. And so I'm going to upload all my hormone tests and stuff, so they have that available. I'm supposed to have an ultrasound done at that appointment to kind of see what's going on. So hopefully on Thursday we'll have a little bit more answers. Then also something that I do need to consider is, you know, I am Catholic. And so really infertility treatments of IVF are really not an option. And so I'm also going to seek out a fertility specialist, but who is Catholic. And so if you know anything about large Catholic families, is those women can pump out babies well into their late 40s and 50s. And so I'm gonna go talk to somebody. I will find somebody who's more natural. I'm looking for a more natural approach to getting my body ready for this next phase of my life, and just so I'm ready when everything happens. So I'm gonna find out what I need to do, and hopefully somebody that I know at church can refer me so that I can start getting some answers, because that's also really important to me, that I try to have my own children naturally as much as I possibly can. And I know it can be done. And I just want to have all my options open and to see what I can do to have healthy children. It's a lot. I'm adulting. I'm trying not to cry, but I'm just like, okay, this is my time to be an adult and just handle things and get information and educate myself and try to be positive. You know, just gotta let my boss know, like, hey, I have another doctor's appointment, and I said you're gonna start seeing all of these appointments come up. It's really important that I get these things done. Yeah, without going into too much detail, but I'm like, I just have to get certain things done. So, whew, it's a lot, but I can do it. So yeah, so I have to do that, and the next step is just getting colonoscopy and all that stuff taken care of. So anyways, I will talk to you soon.